Lionel Messi has been in action for his international team of Argentina, and it has caused a conversation in which was, I would say, fused a little bit by Pele, or Pele, as you Americans like to call him. Yeah.
Pele.
In which
Banana Pele.
he is clearly stated the obvious, right? Which I will go on to squash the ridiculousness of the argument that Lionel Messi plays better, or maybe even tries harder for Barcelona than he does for Argentina. So to read Pele's quote in general, he was asked about how Lionel Messi plays for club and country. So Pele's words were, when he's in Spain with Barcelona, with a team he already knows and knows well, he's a player. But Messi, when he's with the Argentinian team, is not the same thing. Bold. It's a different way of playing. The Argentinian team is not organised the same way. The same thing happens with Neymar and Brazil. Okay, is that his first name? Even Pele? Is that like Pele if he was a number 2?
Yeah, I'm going to fix that in post because I think it's Evan. No, it might be Even. Hold on.
His first name's not Evan. He's not from York. Evan Pele. He's Brazilian.
Even Pele.
All right, anyway. No, this is what he did. The first part of it said, even Pele weighed in. And you took his first
God, I took his goddamn name. I took it as a fucking...
Even Pele. We got to keep this in. All right, either way. Pele. Okay, so he stated the obvious, but do I think Lionel Messi adjusts his game much? Of course he does, because he plays with different players. Nonetheless, Barcelona, he trains every single day with this team. He plays every single day with these players. And the national level, of course there is adjustment because he's not playing with the same guys week in, week out. That's a certain thing we like to call chemistry. It just so happens that if you try something out more and more, you're going to get better at it. Argentina, I don't think it's fair. This is why I've always said it's not fair to scrutinise Messi for the way he plays. It's down to coaching. It's down to the system they run. Aguero and Di Maria move very differently than Neymar and Suarez. So, of course, he has to adjust to that. Do I think it takes away from him as a player? No, but it speaks to how good he is as a player if he's able to adjust and perform so great as he has done.
Do you know what I think it is, truthfully?
Yeah.
Otamendi's on Argentina, and he's so bad that he brings
down.
the collective quality of the team to, like, the pits of despair.
That's right.
We have the La Brea Tar Pits here somewhere in California, in La Brea. And basically drop Argentina in there because of Otamendi. That's a little bit harsh towards Otamendi. But even Pele, Evan Pele, my good friend who works for FIFA.com, I thought he made an interesting point in the way that Neymar and Brazil, but the one thing I wanted to discuss, at least with the quick thing on Neymar, is it seems like all of Brazil's hopes are on Neymar, where Argentina doesn't have to rely entirely
I agree with that.
on Messi. They have a lot of talent, a lot of depth to that. Roster's not an American word, is it?
No, you can just say it.
Roster!
Yeah, as long as you say it like that.
But, I mean, what is it, and this is my question for you, Francis, what is it with like, if Messi won a World Cup, is this even a conversation?
No.
Or is it just because, like, he hasn't, that we have to look and break down such a specific part of it? He's been successful internationally, at least compared to a lot of his rivals in world football right now.
Yeah.
Not going to name any names, but he's done a lot better than they have, except if you play for Germany.
I mean, the thing about Messi,
Messi's
his own worst enemy, right? Because he's the ceiling for his greatness is through the roof, obviously. There is no ceiling. So people will often go to the assumption that what he does is individual brilliance with Barcelona is solely his individual brilliance. But you have to take into account that from the moment he receives the ball, every single player on that field has a role to allow for Messi to achieve his greatness. Like the example which I broke down tactically for when he took on the enormous amount of players to create room. Suarez was cohesively moving with Messi to create that space. Right. Busquets was moving into a space to get the ball to him. Busquets is a huge player that allows for Messi to play well. Why? Because you see him get the ball and he directly looks for his number 10 who's roaming. Argentina don't have a Busquets. They don't have a Piqué to pick the ball up from the back. Argentina have notoriously had a weakness at the back ever since the Javier Zanetti era and some of those players. The two starting centre-backs are shite.
Demichelis, I can never pronounce his name.
Demichelis.
Ridiculous plays alongside Otamendi. Yeah, they do have some issues at the back.
So Messi's movement starts from the moment that ball is passed out from the goalkeeper. Even the likes of Victor Valdez would have a specific role to try and get the ball to Messi or get it into a space where Messi can thrive. Now, again, it's all down to coaching. Point me at an Argentina coach in the last 5 to 10 years, which has been as successful as both Pep Guardiola and Luis Enrique. Zero. Maradona had players. Maradona was bringing players from the Championship of England to their team rather than going with players like Walter Samuel, who had won Champions League trophies, and not starting players like Diego Milito, who was phenomenal at that season as well in the Champions League, talking about the World Cup as of previous, not 2014. It's many different factors. To think that Lionel Messi doesn't play as well because maybe he doesn't want to play as well, I think is a ridiculous claim, so that can be stamped like out of the whole conversation. But Pele, I don't think is trying to condemn Messi. I think he's just stating the obvious. It's different teams. It's different style of play. It's different coaching. Lionel Messi, for the last World Cup, for instance, where it was considered a failure, in which he got them through got them to the World Cup final without one of their crucial pieces of the team, is Di Maria not playing. That was a success for me. Coaching should have been put into play to try and make up for Di Maria not to be able to play, not Messi as a coach. So those are my few thoughts on Lionel Messi. Leave him alone.
I was going to say, maybe he just needs to rest his body like Chris Paul.
Copa America Centenario doesn't mean anything. Let's rest, man. It's been a long season. 3 months is not enough.
Just saying.
I know, I agree.
Hyperbaric chambers, boys.
And the reason why we're talking about Messi and everything else is because what happens this Saturday is Jason.
El Clásico. Actually took me a second.
Even Pele will be watching.
WrestleMania is on Sunday. The Cricket World Cup is back.
Even Pele will be watching. Even Pele.
Evan Pele. Is that not his first name, Evan?
He's not got a first name, Jason. He's Brazilian.
I know.
He probably does have a million names.
No, he's like Neymar. He's got like 16 names.
He's friends with John Hall.
And Fred.
Please someone needs to take a screenshot and make a meme of when Jason said, oh, maybe his name's Evan. What Brazilian guy has ever been called Evan?
No.
Oh, brilliant. You only get this on TYT Sports.
We need stronger coffee.
Yeah, we do. Stay tuned. Plenty more Clásico coverage. We will be doing our live stream, by the way, on Saturday morning. So join us for that. Send all your comments your way. We'll read the best comments that we get on Facebook, on our clip, which will go on YouTube when we talk about El Clásico. So a lot of good stuff coming up for that. We also got a really exciting clip coming up. I want to tease this to you. Is maybe this El Clásico is never going to be as good because you might not always have Messi, Ronaldo. I'm going to talk quietly just in case. Leave it out there. Hit the subscribe button.
Get Neymar and Bale. Fine.
Oh, I like that suggestion.